Hi, I'm Nikki Wyatt, the Karma Coach, talking to you about my favourite topic, Bach flower remedies. Very underused gift that Dr. Edward Bach gave us in the 1930s to help humanity with our emotional and mental regulation and our soul conflicts and our purpose. They are an amazing kit of 38 remedies in total. He began by finding the first 12, which he called the 12 healers, and they correspond to the 12 zodiac planets. And if you have signed up to my newsletter, you'll find that you've got a soul flower reading that's free based on the Bach flower that resonates to your sun sign. You're very welcome to sign up below if you haven't already. And the Bach flowers are incredibly safe. One of the reasons I love them. They are fine to use with animals, with children, even with plants. I often give my plants revival remedy if they've had to be repotted, for example, or they've just been cut. It really helps them as well as me if I've had a shock or been knocked off center. I always carry a spray of revival remedy in my bag or in my pocket when I'm out. You never know when something's going to surprise you or sort of knock you off center. And the five mix of five remedies it was originally called Rescue Remedy. That's been trademarked. So now it's called whatever the particular company making the remedies has decided to call it. And the what company I work with call it Revival Remedy. But it is one of the best known blends for shock and trauma. And it's a great thing to take if you're going to do exams or you've got a driving test coming up or something like that. It's extremely calming. Um, so the remedies, the Bach flower remedies, are split into 7 groups. There is overcare and concern for others, if you're a bit caretaking. There's loneliness, there's uncertainty, fear, there's lack of interest in current circumstances. If you need a lot from that, you might not get to the end of the video. And there is despair and despondency, which is a really large group. And you're just the process of going through and deciding which of the remedies you need is already a marvelous exercise in becoming more self-aware. You'll find that you might kick off thinking that you need one remedy, and then as you dig deeper, you realize that actually the root of that particular emotion is in another group. So, for example, when I'm doing a Bach flower consultation, somebody might come thinking actually what they are is feeling very lethargic, and there's a couple of really great remedies for feeling just kind of what's the point? I can't be bothered. But then when we dig a bit deeper, we discover it's actually coming from a great deal of fear, and we need to go into the fear group to find something that will actually shift things. So there really almost isn't a thing that you can feel or a mental state you can be in that isn't covered in this marvelous system. And you can choose for yourself for how many you take. If you're an adult, you're looking at probably a max of 7 or 8 remedies per Bach flower blend. You can either go through the list of them and read and discover which description makes you feel stronger or weaker, if that's the way you like to choose things, or you could douse, or you could use a pendulum, or you could talk it through with somebody if that helps. And I'm here for Bach flower consultations. It can be very helpful to talk things through because also often what we're dealing with is a blind spot. And even myself, when I need something and I need to talk it through with somebody, it can be very helpful to get somebody else's viewpoint. You can point out something that I might not have noticed. So if you'd like to do that, you're very welcome. There'll be a link below. And if you just want to choose your own, then you can do that through Crystal Herbs. Or if you'd like to choose your own, but you have your own blend at home, your own set at home, you might have a box of Bach flower remedies, or perhaps the 10 or so that you use most regularly, because you'll usually find there are certain patterns that come up for you all the time. Then we can also do a consultation that doesn't include the cost of the essences, and you can just make it up yourself. So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to be doing a lot more about Bach flower remedies in the future, but that's a basic overview. Thanks for listening.